What's up, everybody? We're here in Haleakalā National Park backpacking the sliding sands and Halemau'u Trail. For the next 3 days, we're going to be camping, hiking, looking at the beautiful plants and the scenery that Haleakalā National Park has to offer. Getting ready to hike the crater, but right now we're in this hitchhiking pullout, hoping to catch a ride down to the visitor center where our hike starts. So wish us luck. We finally made it to the Haleakalā Visitor Center and Sliding Sands Trailhead after trying to hitchhike for about an hour. Shout out to our new friends Kelsey and Barrett from Montana, who happily picked us up and gave us a ride and getting us on our way. You can see the telescopes and the science stuff over there. We're at 10,000 feet walking on a flat trail, and I'm already kind of feeling that it's definitely harder to breathe. I don't know how you feel.
You can tell it's high elevation though.
So the challenging thing about this hike is how much water we have to carry. So today's hike, we have 9 miles until we hit our campground. And it's hot, it's humid, it's high altitude. So we're gonna need a lot more water than we typically would need. So we're carrying about 5 liters each on us right now. And so it's a lot of extra weight. You know, we don't typically backpack places where we have to carry that much water. Check out this hole in between these rocks. It's like a window. This rock kind of looks like a chicken or something. We got 2.5 miles down, about 6.5 to go. The downhill is actually quite hard because you're hitting the brakes with every step, you know, like carrying a 35-40 pound pack because all this water, you can't really rush it on the downhills because you're just gonna gain too much momentum and you might roll something like an ankle because of the loose rocks and sand. So we're just moseying on along at about 2 miles an hour right now. I'm considering this a form of high altitude training. Right now we're developing our red blood cells. Once I get back down to sea level, it's over for y'all. It's over for everybody. Okay, so we just got down to a little bit lower elevation. I'd say maybe 7,000 feet. And there's a lot more ferns on the ground. A lot more greener, as you can see probably behind me. And we're finally walking on some flat ground. Little light lunch for the day. Got about 2 hours left to go in this hike. We are having some tuna salad with some Ritz crackers mushed in. This is peak performance. For dessert, dinosaur gummies. I got me a stegosaurus. All right, that was a good little lunch. Gave us some energy, got some carbs, some fluids in us. And now we're back on the road again. 5 miles to go.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, it is fun. It's not too bad. Like for walking on flat ground right now, although the soil is loose, and so we're kind of sinking with every step. But other than that, you can't really beat the scenery. We got kind of like this crazy Tatooine, Mars kind of looking landscape to our left, and then to the right, we have these mountains over here that are just blanketed in green.
Yeah.
All right, we made it to a crossroads. 3.4 miles to go to Haleakalā. I'm coming up on this cabin, Kapala'o right here. This is not our destination, but I think there's somebody out front sitting on the porch hanging out. You can see up ahead the green mountains. Just behind me, you can see Mauna Kea on the big island in the distance. Just trying to zoom in so you can see it. Okay, final stretch. 1.3 miles to go until we hit our campsite. We have not seen another soul since we passed that last cabin. Reminds me of like a cornfield. Fuck, I can do this, even though these are just ferns. All right, we made it to Paliku cabin. It is hot, and the only shade that we can find is right here at this patrol cabin for the park rangers.
For the horses.
Yeah, for the horses. And there's horse poop everywhere. And so we found just like a little tiny little patch of grass just to sit down on. Ooh. We're just gonna chill for a little bit before we set up camp, and then have some dinner, let it cool down a little bit.
Is it flying towards us? Like halfway up the mountain?
Halfway up the mountain, flying towards us. Oh yeah, there's some birds. We took our boots off and are chilling outside the ranger patrol cabin. We're on their bench. We don't know if it's allowed, but ain't nowhere else to sit, bruh. And ain't no shade, so we are hungry, and we're probably gonna eat again later because it's only 3:45 right now.
Yeah.
But we gotta get these calories in us so that we can recover for tomorrow. This is a whole packet of Hawaiian Sun with 2 scoops of Replenish electrolytes. So 2,000 milligrams of sodium. I drank half, and then once I got here, I diluted it with water because I didn't need all that. After all, I didn't sweat as much as I thought I would. These are goated right here. This one packet has 2.5 servings of 180 calories and 47 grams of carbs. So that means, let's just round that up to 50. So it's about 125 grams of carbs in this. It's sugar, maltodextrin, and then just add some salt, and that's your sports drink right here. This is a strong sports drink. If you look at like the nutrition facts, and you can compare it to like any leading sports brand like Tailwind or something like that, it's the same stuff for way less. We found these at Walmart. They were like $3. They had a broccoli one. This is a porcini mushroom one, and then I also have a cacio e pepe one.
Or if you want to try rice, I brought rice.
Let's just try the pasta. Spam singles. Oh, it smells good. Actually smells like real porcini mushrooms. Jajangmyeon noodle. Strawberry sour belts.
Alright guys, so we are in the tent laying down. It's only 5 p.m. but we are tired. So gonna lay down, rest our backs. We got a hard hike tomorrow. It's about that time for sunset. What an amazing view we got over here. Ian's trying to get him on camera. Oh. So this is our bathroom. You gotta hike up a little bit. That was honestly one of the grossest pit toilets I've ever encountered. And I've been through a lot. Ooh, buddy. I had to just hype myself up just to get inside because just walking up, just the aroma of it was almost unbearable. So just like that, we're all packed up, ready to go. I got this scarf around my neck because I got a sunburn on the back of my neck and it hurts. We're out in the sun for about 5 hours. But day 2, Haleakalā National Park, and we got about 6 miles to go to our next campground, which is Hale'u Cabin. We have a lot more weight on our back today because not only do we need to carry enough water for the trip there, but we have to carry enough water to cook with and drink with at camp because there's no water source there because it's dry. And we have to have enough water for the hike tomorrow, which is about 3.5 miles and like 2,000 feet gain. And so we're packing about 5 or 6 liters each right now. How much do you think your backpack weighs?
35?
Yeah, it's probably up there. Look at how fast this cloud is moving. Check out this clearing though. Sugar break. Okay, so we made it to the top of our ascent, 1,100 feet down, and another 2.5 miles to go of just downhill. As you can see here, it's really windy. We've come across some type of geological site. Let's check it out and figure out what it is. Whoa, it's a giant hole. Probably now 65 foot deep. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a lava tube. Holy schmoly. Okay, so we finally made it within eyesight of the cabin. We've come across another giant hole in the ground. All right, we finally made it to Haleakalā cabin. I don't see anybody else over here. I think it's just us. And unfortunately, just like Haleakalā cabin, there is no shade to be found. So we're just gonna get baked. But we made it in one piece, didn't have to really stop or take a break. There's not really anywhere to take a break anyway, there's no shade, so it's better just to stop for like 30 seconds, drink your water, eat your candy or whatever, and then just keep moving. Boots are off. It was super cool. Completely, I don't want to say completely different experience, but a much different experience hiking in on the Halemau'u trail compared to the sliding sands trail. A lot of different colored dirt, a lot of plants. We saw some nene goose. We left our stuff in the shade. Now we're gonna hike up this trail here where the campground is. See what the campground situation is looking like as we just set up the tent. This cloud is rolling in and now we're in some mist and we are getting wet. Wow. It's about that time of sunset. It's a lot chillier now, that's why I got my sweater on. The sun has fallen below the ridge line, so we've had a sharp decrease in temperature over the last hour. But look at how calm this is and how quiet this is. There's nobody else out here. We're taking a little stroll. Check out the afterglow of the sunset. I think the interesting thing about this place is that it's more about the hike and the views along the hike itself rather than the checkpoints, which is the campgrounds. Because like once you get to the campgrounds, there's not really much to do besides chill, eat, go to sleep early.
Look at the mountains.
Look at the mountains. Look at the clouds. Watch the sunset. There are birds barking outside our tent right now.
Pretty loud.
And also we just looked outside and Megan saw a shooting star. Super clear sky out tonight, so lots of extraterrestrial activity. Good morning from Haleakalā cabin. Woke up to the sounds of the nene geese barking, and I got two fighting on camera, which I'll show you guys here in a second. It's real misty out this morning, just like last night at Haleakalā cabin. So we woke up with the tent covered in dew. And so right now we're taking our time packing up. Just had some coffee, some oatmeal, just brushed our teeth, and are getting ready to hike 3 miles up some switchbacks and back to the car and call it a day. We're all packed up and ready to go. This is going to be the last time we'll be at Haleakalā National Park for probably a couple years, maybe even longer. We're trying not to go to the same place multiple times because we want to see more of, the world. New experiences. Look, there's some type of cave here. It's like a little trail that leads up to it too. This guy just charged at me. Kicked me off the picnic table. I guess that's his territory. So I'm gonna listen to the boss. All in all, it's a cool trip. Highly recommended backpacking trip if you're looking for, something kind of moderate to hard. The hike is beautiful. The scenery is amazing. It's a very unique experience to hike in a volcanic crater. Like now they're coming for Megan. Yeah, it's a very unique experience. However, it's not something that I would recommend to somebody backpacking for the first or second time. Because if you're not prepared for it, it will probably not be a fun experience. You gotta hike in a lot of water, carry a lot of weight, deal with the exposure to the elements, the sun, the intense UV rays, the cold at night with the mist and dew, all your stuff getting wet. And so it takes a lot more preparation than, some other destinations. But, if you have some experience backpacking or do the research to be able to have a good time here and be prepared to come here, then by all means come. I mean, it's not like a crazy difficult trip, but it does take a little bit of extra work. There's a lot of mist during our hike this morning. Hoping it stays this way during our ascent up the switchback so that way we can stay nice and cool, keep our heart rate down, and just charge up the hill, make it back to the car. Look at this lava trail. It's coming from inside this little cave here, lava tube. Wow. Okay, so we made it to the foot of the switchbacks here. It starts from where we are all the way up, zigzagging left and right until we hit the top, which is where our car is parked. It's 2 3/4 miles, about 1,400 feet of vertical gain, non-stop climbing. So we got our work cut out for us. It's going to take us about 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on how we feel. Luckily enough for us, there's still mist in the air. It's nice and cool. So heat is not an element that we also have to work with today. That's going to make it a little more difficult for us. So I think this mist is going to keep us nice and cool and keep our heart rate low. And that way we can just trudge along one step at a time. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think we could do it in 2 hours? Probably not.
2.5, 3.
Yeah. Get her done. We're about 200 feet up from where we started and we cannot even see the ground anymore. Okay, just about halfway up through our climb and the sun decided to start coming out. Check out this view. Now that the fog is cleared, we can see down at the bottom. Look at the lava field there. All right, this is the home stretch.
About 270 feet of climbing to go. About 3/4 of a mile. Maybe like a half hour from here. Okay, we can finally see the parking lot from the trail. There it is. There's our car. Okay, we made it.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours from the beginning. So I would say, I think we made it up in less than 2 hours from the beginning of the switchbacks. So
Pretty quick.
it's pretty quick. I think that's thanks to the weather, the coolness of the mist, and it not being hot prevented us from, you know, sweating and having to stop a lot and drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
So all in all, good hike.
Yeah.
So about 4 miles today, 1,400 feet. Okay, so we survived the hike. All in all, good trip, good experience.
Yep.
Highly recommended for somebody looking for an adventure. And now, got to the car, we're all packed up, got rid of our trash, our excess water. We're gonna go up to the visitor center, look for some souvenirs, like a sticker or something like that to put on a water bottle. Maybe a magnet for the fridge. After that, maybe go get some breakfast, shower at the beach or something, and then hop on a flight back to Oahu. What do you think?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it.